In 2025, the tension finally exploded. Israel launched a targeted strike on Iran's nuclear facilities in Natanz and Fordow. Years of intelligence and warnings were ignored, and we could no longer wait. As our jets returned, sirens screamed in Tel Aviv and Haifa. Iran's response was swift, firing missiles at our cities. What began as a preemptive action turned into open war, and the world watched, breathless. As flames lit up the skies, Israel's ally, the United States, stepped forward. President Trump called our actions a necessity for regional security and deployed aircraft carriers to the Gulf, providing early intelligence that gave Israeli forces a crucial 30-minute warning before Iran's missile attack. As rockets hit major cities, U.S. Patriot systems joined Israel's Iron Dome, intercepting over 90% of threats. American drones and surveillance helped track Iran's moves, while cyber teams coordinated with Israeli tech units. For Israel, U.S. support meant strength, and a loud signal to Tehran: we are not alone. The operation, codenamed Midnight Hammer, involved 125 U.S. military aircraft and targeted 3 nuclear facilities: Fordow, Natanz and Isfahan. They were hit between 20 to 40 GMT and 23:05 GMT on Saturday to 43:05 on Sunday Tehran time. The 7B-2 stealth bombers aircraft took off from the U.S. and made an 18-hour journey to Iran. In response to the escalating Israel-Iran conflict of 2025, the government of India issued a measure and diplomatic statement, calling for immediate de-escalation and a return to dialogue. India emphasized that peace and stability in West Asia are of critical importance to global security and economic balance. New Delhi expressed deep concern over the humanitarian impact and urged all parties to exercise restraint. While reaffirming its historical ties with both Israel and Iran, India clarified that it supports a peaceful resolution through international cooperation, not military confrontation. The Indian government also offered to assist in any multilateral peace efforts under the UN framework and underscored the safety of Indian citizens in the region as its top priority. India's stance remains one of strategic neutrality, prioritizing diplomacy, regional stability, and humanitarian concerns above all. France condemned the violence and urged diplomacy, but European intelligence quietly helped allies track Iranian movement. France feared chaos in the region and another refugee wave. The UK, meanwhile, offered public support for Israel's right to defend itself and quietly moved Royal Navy warships near the Strait of Hormuz. London knew this wasn't just a Middle Eastern war. It threatened global trade and oil. The Russian government expressed strong concern over the outbreak of war between Israel and Iran in 2025, condemning what it called Western provocation and destabilizing actions in the Middle East. Moscow criticized the U.S. for its military involvement in support of Israel, warning that such actions risk a broader regional war. While maintaining its strategic ties with Iran, Russia called for a cessation of hostilities and proposed an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council to prevent further escalation. The Kremlin stated that only diplomatic negotiations, not airstrikes and missile exchanges, can bring long-term stability to the region. Russia also offered to mediate peace talks between Tehran and Tel Aviv, positioning itself as a counterbalance to Western influence. At the same time, Russia placed its own military forces in the region on high alert, signaling its readiness to protect its interests and allies if necessary. As war ignited between Israel and Iran, China chose silence, strategic, deliberate, and deeply calculated. Beijing condemned the violence in vague diplomatic terms, urging all parties to exercise restraint, but behind this neutrality, China protected its interests. It continued importing Iranian oil through alternative routes. In shelters and candlelit homes, Israelis prayed, armed, and hoped. We have survived centuries of hatred, and we will survive this. Our message is clear. We will never let Iran go nuclear. Not now. Not ever. As the world debates politics, we defend our lives. This is not just a regional fight. It's a stand for survival, identity, and peace that must be protected, no matter the cost.